Hello everyone, it is Skybricks Gaming 83, aka Gabe here, and I'm here at 9 p.m. and not 3 in the morning to talk about D&D for school. I have some friends with me. I have Dolphin, and his character is Dolphin. I have Tofrog. His character is Loxton. And we have Funny Sands. His character is Funny Sands. These are all completely real. I played with these people, and definitely. So let's get right into it and stuff. The first one we have is character. Because characters, they're like pretty much the most important thing to D&D. Because everybody's got to be a character, and you gotta like mesh them all together. And in the campaign that I did with these three, obviously, and no one else definitely, we were arguing a lot. But I think that works well because it's like the beginning of a larger story, and obviously we're not gonna be perfectly friends at the beginning of this larger story. So I think the fact that we were arguing so much works for the context of the story. The second one is, just talking with the players in general and interacting with the other people. We had a lot of that, obviously. It was a lot of arguing. But we did do a lot of discussing and talking about what we should do. It was cool. I liked it. Yeah. Third one, obviously you gotta be a good listener when you play D&D. You gotta listen to what other people have to say. You gotta believe in their arguments and like listen to them and be like, I guess you're right. There are some times in the campaign where I would want to do another thing, and somebody would point at something else out, and then using my listening skills, I'll be like, "Oh, I see what you mean, and yeah, you're right. We'll go this way then, right?" And the fourth one is like the role playing aspect. You know, it's about role playing and stuff. In my group, we didn't really do as much of that as we probably could have. Most of it was just in our normal voices because we didn't want to be bothered to do the wacky voices, I guess. So we probably do a bit better on that. Setting boundaries, I actually did really well on. We immediately set boundaries, your basic ones like no mass genocide or assault, but the non-murderous kind, because you can murder people in D&D. Assault, but the kind with the word that I can't say because it's not school appropriate. Like stuff like that is obviously banned. And there's good boundaries. Everybody having fun. You got epic boundaries and stuff, right? Everybody has fun when you have boundaries. Of course, you have to, when you're having a conversation and when you're playing a game like D&D, you have to, it's like a question and answer thing. And I think we got better at this. My group got better at this one as we went along. Because at the beginning, we were just kind of like going around. But as we got more and more into it, we began to ask more and more questions, like to the DM. And the DM like began asking more and more, like, what should we do, rather than this is a thing that's happening. You see. In a debate, you want to hear all the sides before you make a decision. This is like the active listening one. You got to make sure all the sides are seen. We did do this. we made sure all of the decisions were heard and seen before we chose one, and that was good. Um, while that being said, you should also stick up for your own argument while listening to others. Our group was very stubborn. Everyone is super stubborn, which is why a lot of our stuff took a long time. Because while we were listening to everyone, right, we were also like, yeah, but my idea is also like this and stuff, and yeah, you know what I mean. Um, and uh, we let ourselves. This is the ninth one. We let ourselves be really like loose and unique with just things that we did and like how we did things. I think we did very well on that. Like for instance, we instead of killing a giant spider, we tamed it, and it's our friend now. Or, or like, uh, we stole a minotaur's axe and hit it with it instead of just waking it up and letting it murder us. Um, we didn't come to a lot of compromises, the 10th one, just because our ideals a lot of the time are like so different. So they're like two opposite ends. But I feel like if we did come to something where we would need a compromise, then we would be able to make it, having seen what the team is like right now. You have to write a lot in D&D. You have to write your character sheet, your notes, and like stuff. And we had to write reflections for this, and I think that we did really good on that. Because obviously we wrote all our character sheets, we wrote the reflections, and our DM has the most like extensive freaking like maps and notes and just everything you could ever hope for, and it's great. Um, the media that is we took from there's a lot of it. It's not specific stuff. It's just pretty much everything in there. See, was like you could find that a reference that could be to from another like source or whatever. Everything was taken from that from something else sort of thing. Not like in a bad way, but yeah. Um, that is all of them. That's all I had to say. Uh, yeah, that's that's how DnD. That is how DnD. Um, with that, good night. Ooh, ee, ah, ah, ting, tang, walking back.